Let's begin.
We start with the first laugh. This is Nate Bargatze on his dad's use of Afrin nose spray.
My dad has surgery 8 times a year probably, and he loves it. He loves it. He had surgery because he was addicted to Afrin, the nose spray. Look, I've been addicted to Afrin, the nose spray. If you don't know what it is, I would honestly tell you not to get involved. It's my dad goes to the doctor, and they were like, "Do you use Afrin?" And he goes, "No." And the doctor was like, "I can see that you use it. I was just saying that." He goes, "How long have you been using it?" My dad said 5 years, which is a lie. But my mom was there, and she goes, "How about 45 years?" That's how long he's used it. 45 years. The back of the box says no more than 3 days. There's not a medicine on earth that tells you to give it a good 45-year run.
Just throw everything out day.
Of the fridge.
Yeah,
Not
from
just,
Thanksgiving.
Your loved ones.
Yeah, not everything. Just throw everything away.
I kind of appreciate those people that go, what? I don't remember. There was a lady that was her thing for a while. Get rid of everything that doesn't inspire you or something like that. People were doing that. I kind of appreciate them sometimes.
Yeah.
Just get rid of everything.
Well, this is leftovers, and they're saying more people had leftovers this year than ever before.
How do we statistically know this sort of thing? Polls. Mm-hmm. So they did a leftover poll?
Yeah.
Probably.
More people have, more leftovers, and they say they know what the problem is.
Okay.
Attention. Are you still eating Thanksgiving leftovers? Then you may be eligible for a significant financial settlement from the makers of Ozempic. Their drug ruined your guests' appetites, and now look. It's almost December, and your refrigerator is still filled with green bean casserole, sweet potato pie, ambrosia salad, and all that other garbage you never wanted to eat in the first place. The law offices of E Pluribus and Screw'em will help you get compensated to offset the emotional damage of witnessing loved ones who used to unbuckle their pants, slap their bellies, and say,
"Look at me, I'm 8 months pregnant."
Instead saying, "I'm fine with a dinner roll." Call today, because nobody should have to eat yams on Thanksgiving, let alone a week later.
It's time for
The Morning BJ. Good morning, Jules.
Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Let's hear it.
Where do bees like to go on vacation?
Beeville.
Oh, that's good. I don't know where that is.
Dam.
The Bahamas.
That's good. No, it's Singapore.
Oh. There, too, of course. Yeah. All right. Thank you, Jules.
How about some nerd news?
Nerd news. Let's do it.
America's CEOs and hiring managers say by 2033, every job will be a tech job, and tech knowledge will be a must-have for employment.
Yes. At this point, yes. Even if you don't work for a CEO or a big corporation, I'd say most of even your self-employed type people, you got to do some of it at some point, right? It's just going to be that thing.
The site Health Digest asked the important question, does farting burn calories?
Yeah, I think it does.
The answer is yes and no.
Oh, okay. How so?
If you have to strain to pass gas, you might burn a calorie or two.
Oh.
But one weight loss expert put it like this, quote, "You cannot fart yourself thin."
Well, I didn't think it would be the only way. I've proven that over time.
It is not a particular weight loss tool.
Yeah, if it were, I'd be skinny.
I was going to say some of the best farters are not skinny, so I don't know if I'd buy that.
Yeah.
In a recent survey, 64% of men said their number one dating red flag is?
I don't know.
Identifying as a communist.
Well, that would be high up there. I never even thought about that one, truthfully.
As being a red flag.
Yeah, well, because I never encountered it.
Yeah, and I would think it should be higher than 64%.
I think most of us don't even consider it as an option. That's why. Yeah, that would be way up there at the top.
A bunch of students in Northwestern University in Chicago came down with the norovirus last week.
Oh, no.
A.k.a. stomach flu.
Yep.
Officials, though, think it was linked to the $1 burrito event at a Mexican restaurant just off campus.
Yeah, and
where they all
everybody
ate.
went. They got burritos for $1, bro. Come on.
And everybody showed up.
That's what college kids do.
Everybody got sick.
Yep.
And could a pill made of coffee grounds prevent Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease?
Wow.
A study says the coffee grounds treated in a certain way may actually be able to protect brain cells from damage.
Well, I hope it's brewed in a crappy old coffee cooker that we have here at the radio station.
Yes, there's some nerd news.
Are you ready, kids?
What a dumbass.
Dumbass.
What the hell's your problem, you dumbass?
What a dumbass.
Great moment there, dumbass.
Well, at a recent drug policy reform conference, you know, people who think up the war on drugs, most destructive, more destructive than helpful type of thing,
Yeah.
needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
This apparently not their best representation here. 29-year-old guy was at the conference from Mexico. And while he was in the D.C. area, he got his hands on some bath salts.
Oh, God.
He thought, when in Rome, I guess.
Is that it? I've not understood what makes people want to do those. They always feel like a pretty wild high.
Yeah. You eat people.
Yeah, that's where the zombie people were always the bath salt people.
So just after midnight on Sunday, the cops found him naked in a flower bed.
Well, he's taking it pretty well then.
When they tried to get him up, he started screaming, sweating profusely.
Yeah.
And then he started banging on the cop car.
Yeah.
They had to tase him twice because the first time had no effect on him at all.
That's scary.
Yeah. He was charged with possession of bath salts and disorderly conduct.
Yeah. At the conference of Don't Do Drugs.
Yeah. Drug reform.
Well, he's talking about everybody else. Before we reform things,
This is why you don't do drugs.
You know what?
It does this. Maybe
We
he
need
was
to-
just trying to show
maybe,
what they do.
I really don't know what they do. I should do some investigative research of my own.
Yeah.
See what it's like. Turns out it makes you really hot, sweaty. You take all your clothes off and you get tased like this dumbass.
What a dumbass.
Party season.
Yes, it is.
Company Christmas parties. I know ours is this coming Friday. So we'll be out there doing our Christmas party. I
Very
hope
soon.
everybody has a fantastic time
yeah.
at their Christmas party. But you don't want to experience anything that you would hear on my list from today.
Okay.
Again, the top 6 things you don't want to hear at your company Christmas party.
Don't want to hear these.
Don't want to hear them. Number 6. So this year, your Christmas bonus is the freedom to look for another job.
It's just management coming to grips with it, maybe. Yeah.
Number 5. Since you can't bring religion to anything anymore, this year we'll be singing Happy Birthday to Jesus.
Well, I think Yeezy kind of considers himself something like that, doesn't he? Sort of.
Number 4, you don't care what company policy on sexual harassment is. I'm wearing my mistletoe belt buckle because it's hilarious and everybody loves it.
As long as you're still wearing your pants, I think it's fine.
Number 3, no, I thought you were bringing the weed.
Oh, we are only going to have booze now.
Yeah. Number 2, don't look now, but the IT guy is wasted. He's standing under the mistletoe and he's leering at you.
How would you just love to be getting the anybody from the IT guy under the mistletoe?
A little wink,
Yeah.
a little nod.
A little bobbling because he's wasted.
And number 1, great. Here comes the receptionist holding photos of her and her cat dressed in matching Santa outfits.
Act excited for that Christmas card.
That's your top 6 list today.
Really
That's
how the
what I heard.
conversation went.
Just looked at me. Like I'm sitting here, like, getting ready for the next break. He just looks at me and goes, have you ever had a fly in your colon?
Yeah. I don't remember it being exactly like that,
That's what I heard.
but I did bring up this story that I found Why do I find these dumb things? Of a guy, doctors found a fly in the colon of a 63-year-old man.
No.
During a routine colonoscopy, which is why you get those things checked, fellas. You never know what's going to be in there.
Apparently not. I don't know. How would a fly get in your colon?
Not really sure. I've got an idea.
Could you swallow?
No, see, I think the stomach acid would need to. They said it's fully intact.
Fully intact.
So, naked sunbathing?
I don't want to. No, this is really good. No. This goes back to the whole
Now,
ears.
they do say they suspect the fly was swallowed. They were shocked to find it fully intact. They said, although it's rare, this isn't the first time an insect has been found during a colonoscopy.
So there might be insects roaming around in there?
I mean, it's not the first time, rare, but it has happened before.
So they think it survived the stomach acid. It didn't crawl up the old the beehole?
I'm guessing that's what I thought too.
It just crawled up in there?
Like, how would that
and then
have happened?
Went, I can't get back out.
Oh, yeah, I'm trapped, and then it died. It's fully intact, but it was dead, by the way. Like, he wasn't going, hey, I can feel something buzzing around in here. What's going on? It was right in the middle, though. Yeah, they said it's right in the middle. Of course, this is the great part. When you're the fly in the colon guy, your whole story is published, not just in news. He's now going to be part of, a study in the American Journal of Gastroenterology for the rest of time.
Yes.
This happens to you, then they'll name this weird thing after you medically, and this will be called the Bobby, or whatever the dude's name is.
Hence another reason why I don't want to get a colonoscopy now. It is Friday. It is 8:30. It is Mount Rushmore time. It's always the time when we take a look at a topic, a subject, or, just intriguing thoughts or facts or anything for that matter. And we turn it into a Mount Rushmore.
We try to get inspired by something, and this time around we found a list that was the great movies with terrible sequels.
Great movies, but a terrible sequel.
Yeah, you love the first, you hate the second, third, fourth, whatever.
Right.
Now, we are saying sequels are anything after the first.
Yes.
So you may have...
There might be 2 or 3 that were good, and then after that, it turned to crap.
Got Halloween or something. You got 45 to choose from.
Yeah. Same with Jason.
Yeah, same with Jason.
Friday the 13th. So what we're going to look at is the worst. We'll flip a coin. We'll pick. And as always, we post it, and then we ask for you to let us know who won and has a better Mount Rushmore. And not only that, but also... what would your Mount Rushmore of worst movies of all time be?
All right, here we go. Coin flip time.
Heads.
It is tails.
Okay.
All right, tails. So pick number 1. I'm going to go with this. The original, of course, great. Sequel of Caddyshack is terrible.
Yes.
Caddyshack 2, going to be my pick number 1.
Okay.
Love the first one, though.
Loved the first one as well. The second one, not so much.
Nah.
All right, my first pick is Anchorman 2.
Okay.
Because the first is so great, the second one is so bad.
Yeah.
It was not needed. We did not need that, if that's what it was going to be.
I actually never even watched it because I heard so many people talk about how bad it was. Okay. I'm going to jump ahead, not to the second movie in the installment, but to the 5th. In my next round, and that's Rocky 5. Rocky 5. Even the more recent Rockies were better than Rocky 5. When Rocky was a 50-something-year-old man fighting, it was better than Rocky 5.
Yes, 6 was better than 5.
Yes.
5 was horrible. Took my pick there. All right, so I will move to this one, and I'm going to go with Star Trek. The Voyage Home.
I don't even know what that is.
This is the one where they go back to save whales. They have to save the whales to be able to get back home.
The Voyage Home?
Yes, they come to like 1980s or 1990s Earth.
And they save whales.
And they back when the whole big Save the Whales campaigns was going on, and the whole movie was based around saving. It was like a big PSA for saving whales. It was the most god-awful Star Trek movie of all time.
Yeah.
It is the worst. besides the first one. I will see,
but that wasn't a sequel.
I know it wasn't a sequel, so I can't throw it in there. But the original Star Trek is not good.
Yeah,
it is not good. They got good after,
except for this Wales.
Except for the Wales one.
Not on my list. Didn't know that existed.
Yeah, it's not good. The Voyage Home, and to get back, they had to save the whale.
Good to know. I will make sure I never watch that.
If you want to see a parody of what a Star Trek should be,
that's it.
That's it.
All right. This one is, I think comedies, we both have a comedy already, and I think comedies may be the hardest thing to make a sequel for, possibly. Because oftentimes it's just not going to live up to this, and especially when the cast is missing.
Right.
So Blues Brothers 2000 is on my list, number 3. When you lose Belushi, the Blues Brothers thing, and I love John Goodman, but it just isn't the same.
Right.
It's not the same movie. So going with that one.
Well, I'll keep along the same note of when you lose certain characters in a movie, the movie just isn't good. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go with Smokey and the Bandit 3.
The second one, not really great, but the third is worse.
The third, basically, I think he makes a cameo, Burt Reynolds does, in it. They tried to make the cop the main guy and lovable, and he's not.
Yeah.
Defeats the whole purpose. It was a horrible movie.
Yeah, not good. Not good. Gosh, I got still several on my list here. Where do I go here?
Yeah, it's a tough one for me now.
All right, I will go. I'm just going to go this way because it's one of my favorite movies ever. And then the second one's okay. But when you get to the third installment, and they killed it after that, and you can see why. Major League 3.
There was 3 of them?
There were.
Because 2 was not good.
2 wasn't great. 3's worse.
Oh. Okay. Maybe that's why I didn't know about it.
The first one is awesome.
First one's amazing.
Yeah. Second one, I still can get some laughs out of the second, but it was almost more Police Academy-like for the second one. Major League 3, you didn't even know existed. That one's on my list.
I got 3 movies to go from now. What do I go with? I could do that one because you're not Michael Jordan.
Oh, my gosh.
And you never will be Michael Jordan.
I debated putting that on there. My kids hated that.
Space Jam, A New Legacy. It is not Space Jam.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I didn't watch it. Kids said it sucked.
I'm not doing it, though.
Yeah. Okay. Fair
Even
enough.
though I could. Just because, LeBron, you're not Michael.
No.
You'll never live up to that. I don't know why they have pretended to try to make it that. I'm going to go with, it was such a big, huge blockbuster movie. I mean, it was massive. Mm-hmm. And then they came out with a second one. Mm-hmm. And most of the cast also missing. Mm-hmm. And it was horrible. And that is Independence Day Resurgence.
Oh, yeah. Did that one have what was supposed to be Will Smith's son and stuff like that?
Yeah,
maybe?
or something like that. It was awful.
I do remember it. I've watched it.
It was awful.
Not great. Several that didn't make the list for me. The Mummy Returns with The Rock, one of The Rock's earlier acting things. Jurassic Park 3.
Okay.
Dumb and Dumber 2. That one was bad.
That was bad.
Yeah. So
that one fell in the line of kind of like Anchorman 2.
Yeah.
I think we would have been fine if we would have just left it there. If that's the best you could have come up with,
you have one?
We should have just stopped at 1.
Just leave it 1.
So I had Speed 2 on there as
not
well.
Good.
It's not good because the first one was so good and the second one not so much. And then, of course, the Space Jam.
Yeah. All right, my list, Caddyshack 2, Rocky 5, Blues Brothers 2000, and Major League 3.
I've got Anchorman 2, Star Trek, The Voyage Home, Smokey and the Bandit 3, and Independence Day Resurgence.
You can let us know who has the better list and leave your own Mount Rushmore Chris Purple Haze and Bobby Show on Facebook.
They sucked me back in, Bobby.
They do sometimes.
I was going to probably cancel my Peacock subscription. Mm-hmm. But I found out they were having a playoff game. Mm-hmm. So, okay, then I'll keep that. And then I'll cancel it.
I wasn't going to keep it for
because
that.
I'd watched a couple things on there, and it's like, good, I'll let it go for a while. It's, rotate through or something.
I think that's fair.
But I think they just might release one of my new favorite TV shows of all time.
Yeah.
Just by watching the trailer. If the show is even half of what the trailer is, I'm going to love this show.
Trailer's great.
Ted
Uh-huh.
TV series. And this is Ted. This is the bear and the Mark Wahlberg movie based on. This
Seth MacFarlane project, yeah.
Yep. This is his, like the early days, his teenage years and the bear together.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a TV series on Peacock.
Yep.
January 11th, I think, is the debut.
Yep.
But if you've not seen the trailer, go watch it, especially if you're a fan of Ted.
Oh, man, if you like that, the Seth MacFarlane thing and that stuff, the trailer's hilarious. I hope it lives up to what the trailer's showing off here.
Same, but I cannot wait for that. January 11th, Peacock. Big, I'm pushing it. Everybody, hopefully it's good.
Yeah, I hope so.
Here's Rich Glitter. How about some knowledge nuggets?
Yeah, make me smarter, Chris Purple Haze.
Clocks run clockwise because that's the direction shadows would move around a sundial. At least in the northern hemisphere, which is where clocks were developed.
Right. Yeah, you flip it around.
It's the opposite way.
Everything's opposite, yeah.
Which is weird.
Do toilets flush backwards and that sort of stuff, I think.
Yes.
And it would be, I've never been down there. Love to go.
I would too, just to see all the weird stuff.
Do their clocks go backwards?
No.
Just because they developed them here.
On a sundial.
On a sundial, they did. Yep.
The slogan, "Don't Mess with Texas," came from an anti-littering ad campaign in the 1980s.
I actually have heard that before, yeah.
The Hokie Pokey has a name in America, has that name in America, Canada, and Australia. But in England and New Zealand, it is called the Hokie Cocky.
It is now.
Yeah, Hokie Cocky. Well, let's play some Hokie Cocky.
I don't think I can put that in and take it out and everything and not go to jail.
Right. That seems like a whole other game.
That does, absolutely.
That's an adult.
You can't do that at the skating rink. That's for sure.
Hokey Pokey or Hokie Cocky?
Yeah, either way, it's kind of weird, to be honest.
This past Sunday, Denver Broncos beat the Cleveland Browns 29-12, and that score was a Scorigami.
What is the Scorigami?
Which is a term for the final score that has never happened in NFL history.
Oh, wow.
Across more than 17,500 games. Unique scores like this can happen a few times a season. The most common final score in NFL history, 20-17, that has happened 286 times. Most recently on November the 5th. But
what was their score? What did it say?
29-12.
It is a weird one. You're right.
Never in the history of the NFL has that score ever happened.
I figure at this time in sports history, we'd pretty well covered everything. Guess not.
And last, the piano that Freddie Mercury played when Queen was recording Bohemian Rhapsody.
Okay.
It is the exact same piano Paul McCartney played when the Beatles recorded Hey Jude.
Wow. That's cool. Yeah, that's really cool. That is the piano that has probably sold the most records ever.
Yeah, I would think so. Hey Jude and Bohemian Rhapsody?
I mean, they're probably, what do we say? There may be some others, but still, that's pretty dang good. Yeah, that's amazing.
Well, there's knowledge nuggets.
Are y'all ready, kids?
Ha! What a dumbass.
Dumbass.
What the hell's your problem, you dumbass?
What a dumbass.
Great moment there, dumbass.
It's nice to know that all the horrible spelling you see these days could actually be used for some good.
Okay, how so?
55-year-old woman named Jacqueline. She was unhappily married to a 70-year-old guy named Douglas.
Okay.
So back in 2013, it's an old story.
Yeah.
She tried to poison him by putting antifreeze in his drink. On Christmas.
Oh, not good. Yeah.
Well, there are two problems. First, she forgot a note from him saying he didn't want to be resuscitated.
Oh, the DNR. Do not resuscitate.
And she misspelled the word dignity and worked dignitary.
I see.
Second, her husband was rushed to the hospital and survived.
Oh, wow.
When tests showed he had antifreeze poisoning,
he said, how'd that get there?
Cops suspected Jacqueline and had her write that word on a test.
Will you write down dignity for us?
And, of course, she spelled it incorrectly.
Yeah, naturally.
And they started digging around, and they found that she had sent some texts to her daughter saying, I got the stuff.
Wow. His own child was in on this, too?
I'll give it to him some later. Delete this text and tell no one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they don't really go away like that.
She has now been arrested for attempted murder and 15 years in prison.
Spell check. I use it all the time. You better use it. You got to know it. Now, there's nothing that says he would have wrote dignity correctly either.
Right.
But it was just one of the things that lined up in your grandmaster plan there, you dumbass.
What a dumbass.
When men were polled, 63% of them or something along those lines say the biggest number one red flag is if the date identifies as a communist.
Yeah.
Which is that happening a lot out there?
I don't know.
Is there a lot of that on Tinder?
I've not run across that.
I think those people are probably fake. Maybe it's just a Russian bot that still identifies as a communist. That may not be a real person. I don't know. I never ran into that in the dating world, but it would definitely be high on my list as well. Not something I'd considered. What did you learn today?
There's going to be a TED TV series coming to Peacock on January 11th. The trailer is absolutely hilarious. Just discovered that this morning.
Uh-huh.
And I cannot wait for Ted, the TV series. Looks like it's going to be outstanding.
Yeah, it looks really funny following Ted and whatever his friend's name is. I don't know.
The bear.
Ted is the bear, isn't he? Ted is the bear.
Ted is the bear.
I don't know the other guy's name in the show. Johnny? John? I don't know. Whatever.
I'm not for
Mark
sure.
Wahlberg's character, but as a young kid.
As a teenager.
Teenager, so. Let's share one more laugh. What do we have today?
Lewis Black on why time isn't real.
The anticipation of the new year. Everyone always gets excited. 2007's coming. Oh, it's going to be great. Well, granted, after 2006, you could be in a coma for the whole year and it would be a step in the right direction. But in actuality, how long do you folks have to live before you realize that the next year ain't going to get any better? They're all the same. They're all kind of nice, but in the end, they suck. And it's ridiculous. Years. You know, we made it up. We made up years. We're celebrating something that doesn't exist. Time is an illusion. Seconds, minutes, hours, days, months. This is stuff that we created in order to keep track of things. So you could have a Palm Pilot and be all excited. Look, see what I have to do today? And we made it up because you can't stand on a street corner and turn to your friend and go, you know, I'll meet you here tomorrow when the sun